Welcome to the world of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. Enjoy the listening. The sky was full of fire. Explosions flashed like small suns. The great war between humans and the Zolari race had reached its most deadly moment. In the middle of this chaos, an alien warrior named Zyara flew her fighter ship. She was one of the best soldiers of the Zolari, trained from childhood to fight and kill humans. Her green skin glowed under the red lights of the burning sky. Her sharp blue eyes focused on the human ships flying around her. She had already destroyed 3 of them. But the humans were too many. Their warships were fast, strong, and highly advanced. Suddenly, a warning light blinked on her screen. A missile was locked onto her ship. "Enemy missile approaching," the ship's AI voice said calmly. Zyara quickly turned her ship, trying to avoid the missile. She pulled the controls hard, her heart racing. The missile followed her like a hungry beast. She flew through the falling debris, dodging broken ships, fire, and dead bodies floating in space. But then, her luck ended. The missile hit the back of her ship with a loud explosion. The force threw her forward. Alarms screamed inside the cockpit. Smoke filled the air. The control screens went black. The ship spun out of control, falling toward a nearby planet. Zyara tried to stabilize the ship, but it was no use. She was falling fast. The last thing she saw before losing consciousness was the ground rushing toward her like a monster. When she opened her eyes, everything was silent. She was lying on the ground. The sky above was dark and full of smoke. She tried to move but felt sharp pain. She looked at her arms. Both were gone, burned away in the crash. Her breathing became heavy. Blood poured from her wounds. She knew this was the end. She was trained to face death. But in this lonely place, far from her people, fear filled her heart. Her vision blurred. She whispered, "Let the stars guide me." Zyara closed her eyes, ready to die. But death did not come. Instead, she felt something warm. 2 strong arms lifted her gently from the ground. She opened her eyes weakly. In front of her was a human man. He wore a black pilot suit with a cracked helmet. His face was partly covered in dirt, but his eyes were kind. He looked at her with concern, not hate. "Stay with me," the human said softly. "You're safe now." Zyara wanted to speak but was too weak. Her mind was full of questions. Why was a human helping her? Why didn't he kill her? The human quickly carried her to his small hidden base inside a rocky cave. Inside, there were medical supplies and basic machines. He placed her gently on a bed and started treating her wounds. As he worked, he spoke softly, trying to calm her. "I am Captain Raiden," he said. "You don't have to fear me." Zyara tried to move but the pain stopped her. Her body shook from the shock and blood loss. She stared at him with confused eyes. "Why?" she whispered weakly. "I am your enemy." Raiden paused for a moment. He cleaned her wounds and wrapped her injured body in soft bandages. "Not all humans want war," he said. "Not all of us believe in hate." Zyara closed her eyes again, her energy fading. She was too weak to argue. Hours passed. Zyara woke up later. The pain was still there but less sharp. She looked around. The cave was small but safe. She could hear the sound of machines and the soft hum of a power generator. Raiden sat nearby, checking some equipment. When he saw her awake, he smiled. "You're lucky I found you," he said. "The crash was bad. You lost a lot of blood." Zyara's voice was weak but steady. "You should have left me. Why risk your life?" Raiden looked serious. "Because it's the right thing to do. You may be my enemy, but you are also alive. I don't believe in leaving anyone to die." Zyara didn't know what to say. In her world, humans were monsters. They were the enemy, the reason for war, death, and pain. But this man was different. Her mind was full of doubt and confusion. Could she trust him? Or was this just a trick? Before she could think more, an alarm beeped. A small drone flew near the cave entrance. Raiden stood up quickly. They found us. We have to move. He grabbed his weapon and looked at Zyara. You may not trust me now, he said, but if we stay here, we both die. Zyara looked into his eyes. She saw no hate, only determination. Slowly, she nodded. Then let's go, she whispered. Captain Raiden helped Zyara stand up. She could not walk on her own. Without arms, every movement was painful. But Raiden was careful. He supported her gently as they moved deeper into the cave's tunnels. Outside, the small enemy drone hovered, scanning the area. Its red lights flashed as it searched for any sign of life. Raiden whispered, "Stay quiet. They are looking for us." Zyara nodded. Her sharp warrior mind understood the danger. Though weak, her instincts stayed sharp. The drone flew past them, but more would come. Raiden checked his scanner. Multiple signals appeared. They know you're alive, Raiden said. They think you have important information. They won't stop until they find you. Zyara looked at him with tired eyes. Why do you care? I am Zalari. Your people call us monsters. Raiden paused, then answered, I was a soldier once. I saw too much death. Now, I want to save lives, not take them. Zyara studied his face. His eyes told the truth. He had lost people too. The war had taken something from both of them. They reached a hidden exit at the back of the cave. Outside was a dark forest, filled with tall, glowing trees. Strange creatures moved in the shadows. The air smelled like metal and electricity. Raiden pulled out a small device. It created a light shield around them, hiding their heat signatures from the drones above. We have to reach my ship, he said. It's hidden 20 kilometers south. If we get there, we can escape. Zyara took a deep breath. I will not slow you down, she said firmly. Raiden smiled slightly. I don't leave anyone behind. As they moved through the glowing forest, strange sounds echoed around them, clicking noises, whispers in the wind, sharp cries of unseen animals. Zyara whispered, This planet, it's cursed. Raiden nodded. It's a dead world. Both sides used it for battles. Now only ghosts remain. Suddenly, a shadow moved in front of them. Out of the dark, a giant predator appeared, a scarred beast, with 6 legs, sharp claws, and glowing yellow eyes. Its body was armored like a tank. Raiden raised his blaster quickly. Don't move, he whispered. The Skarn sniffed the air, growling deeply. Its eyes locked on them. Zyara spoke calmly. Shoot now, or we die. Raiden fired. The laser hit the Skarn's eye. The beast screamed and charged at them. Raiden grabbed Zyara and rolled behind a fallen tree. The Skarn crashed into the tree, breaking it into pieces. Raiden fired again, aiming for its head. After several blasts, the beast finally collapsed, its heavy body shaking the ground. Both of them breathed heavily. You are a good shot, human, Zyara said with a faint smile. Raiden replied, and you're calm under pressure. We make a good team. Hours passed as they continued their dangerous journey. The forest slowly turned into rocky mountains. As they climbed, Zyara asked, Why is this war happening, Raiden? Why do our people fight? Raiden sighed. Because leaders on both sides want power. They feed us lies. They call it honor or protection, but it's all about control. Zyara looked down. All my life, I was told humans were evil. But you are not like the others. Raiden glanced at her. And you're not the monster I was trained to kill. For the first time, silence between them felt peaceful. Suddenly, Raiden stopped. He pointed toward a hidden valley below. In the middle of it, his ship was hidden under camo nets. We made it, he said. But before they could move, his scanner beeped again. A group of enemy soldiers appeared on the other side of the valley. Armed and scanning the area, they were clearly looking for Zyara. Raiden whispered, "They're blocking the way. We have to move fast and quiet." Zyara replied, "Or we fight." Raiden looked at her missing arms. "You can't fight like this." Zyara's voice was strong. "I can fight with my mind." They carefully moved toward the ship, hiding behind rocks and shadows. One soldier came too close. His scanner beeped. He turned and shouted, "I found something." Raiden fired quickly, hitting the soldier before he could call for backup. But now, the rest of the soldiers knew they were here. The battle had begun. Raiden fought bravely, taking down soldiers one by one. But they were too many. Zyara saw a chance. She used her voice to activate an old defense tower nearby. Using her alien command codes, the tower turned on and fired at the enemy soldiers. The surprise attack gave them enough time. "Go now!" Zyara shouted. Raiden carried Zyara into the ship. As soon as they were inside, the engines roared to life. The ship lifted off, escaping into the sky just as enemy ships arrived. "Safe for now," Zyara looked at Raiden and said softly, "You saved me again." Raiden smiled. "We're not safe yet. But we're alive." As the stars filled the window, both knew this was only the beginning of a much bigger story. The stars outside the window shine like tiny fires. Raiden's ship moved fast through space, flying away from the planet where they almost died. But danger still followed. Raiden checked the scanner. 3 enemy ships were chasing them. "They're not giving up," he said. Zyara sat beside him. Her body was still weak, but her mind was sharp. "They want me alive," she said. "I hold secrets they fear." Raiden nodded. "Then we have to lose them." He pressed buttons quickly. The ship dove into a nearby asteroid field. Huge rocks floated everywhere, spinning slowly in the darkness. "This is risky," Zyara said. Raiden smiled. "That's why they won't follow us here." The enemy ships entered the asteroid field too. Lasers fired, but the floating rocks blocked most of the shots. Raiden skillfully flew between the massive stones. Zyara watched his hands move across the controls. "You are a good pilot, Raiden." Raiden replied with a small smile, "Thank you." "And you're a strong fighter, Zyara." Suddenly, a large asteroid spun directly toward them. "Hold on!" Raiden shouted. The ship twisted at the last second, barely avoiding the crash. The enemy ships weren't as lucky. One hit a rock and exploded. The others slowed down, afraid to push forward. "We lost one," Raiden said. 2 more to go." After some time, the scanners went silent. The remaining enemy ships had stopped chasing. Raiden finally relaxed. "We're clear, for now." Zyara looked at him seriously. "We can't run forever. They will keep coming." Raiden nodded. "I know. But I have an idea." He opened a secret map on the screen. "There's an old Zalari research station nearby. It's abandoned. Nobody goes there. We can hide for now." Zyara's eyes narrowed. "That place holds dark secrets, Raiden. Things not even my people speak of." Raiden looked at her carefully. "Secrets that started this war?" Zyara stayed silent for a moment, then answered softly, "Yes." The ship landed inside a large metal structure built into a hollow asteroid. The research station was dark and cold. Broken lights flickered above them. They walked slowly through the empty halls. Strange machines stood silent. Old Zalari symbols were written on the walls. Zyara whispered, "This place was shut down years ago. They were doing secret experiments here." Raiden asked, "What kind of experiments?" Zyara's voice grew cold. "Experiments to control both humans and Zalari. Mind control. Genetic changes. The leaders wanted to create perfect soldiers. Slaves for their war. Raiden clenched his jaw. So both sides were being controlled? Zyara nodded. Yes. The war was never truly about humans versus Zalari. It was always about power. A secret faction controls everything from the shadows. As they moved deeper, they reached a locked door. Zyara used her voice command, and the door slowly opened with a loud hiss. Inside, large glass tanks stood in rows. Inside the tanks were half human, half Zalari creatures, floating in green liquid. Some were still alive, their eyes opening slowly as they sensed the visitors. Raiden stepped back, shocked. What are these? Zyara whispered, failed experiments. Hybrid soldiers. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the shadows. You were not supposed to find this. A tall figure stepped forward. He wore a black suit with a metal mask. His voice was cold and sharp. I am Director Core. I control this facility. And now, you know too much. Raiden pulled out his blaster. We're not afraid of you. Core laughed. You should be. You are nothing but small pieces in my game. This war feeds us power. We decide who lives and who dies. Zyara's voice was strong. Not anymore. We will expose your lies. Core raised his hand. More masked soldiers appeared from the shadows, surrounding them. You won't leave this place alive, Core said. Suddenly, the ground shook. One of the hybrid creatures inside the tanks broke free. It smashed the glass and roared loudly. The hybrids began breaking free, one after another, attacking the soldiers around them. Raiden grabbed Zyara. Now's our chance. They ran through the chaos as hybrids fought with Core's soldiers. Explosions rocked the station. Fire and smoke filled the halls. As they reached the ship, Core's voice echoed again through the speakers. You may escape today, but you cannot stop us. The final attack is already in motion. Raiden and Zyara flew away as the station exploded behind them. Inside the ship, Zyara looked at Raiden with serious eyes. This war is bigger than we thought, she said. They plan to destroy both our worlds. Raiden nodded. Then we have to stop them, together. Outside, the stars shine cold and distant. The real battle was just beginning. The small ship floated silently in deep space. The stars were calm, but inside the ship, tension filled the air. Raiden checked the controls. The message we sent has reached my contacts, he said. There are people who want to expose Core's secret faction. Zyara nodded. But they will come after us before that happens. Suddenly, alarms started to beep. Raiden's face turned serious. They found us. Multiple enemy ships appeared from hyperspace. Powerful, heavily armed. The secret faction was here. Raiden tried to escape, but it was too late. A powerful energy beam hit their ship. The lights flickered. The engines shut down. We're caught, Raiden whispered. The ship shook as it was pulled into a massive enemy cruiser. Dark metal walls surrounded them. The docking doors opened. Soldiers in black armor stormed the ship. Raiden grabbed his blaster but quickly lowered it. There were too many of them. One soldier spoke, surrender or die. Raiden looked at Zyara. She nodded slowly. They had no choice. The soldiers separated them and took them to different prison cells deep inside the cruiser. Zyara sat in a cold, metal room. Chains held her, even though she had no arms. The door opened, and Director Core entered. His mask reflected the dim light. His voice was calm but full of poison. You caused me much trouble, Zyara, Core said. Zyara stared at him. The truth is out now. You cannot hide forever. Core laughed softly. Truth? No one cares about truth. Power wins. Your people, your friends, even your enemies, they all follow power. Zyara's voice stayed strong. You're wrong. One day, your lies will fall. Core stepped closer. You think the human will save you? Raiden is already broken. Soon, he will betray you. Zyara didn't reply, but deep inside, doubt touched her heart. Could Raiden resist? Would he sacrifice her to survive? In another room, Raiden sat tied to a chair. His face was bruised, but his eyes stayed defiant. Kor appeared on a screen in front of him. You're brave, Captain Raiden. But not smart. Raiden replied, I will never help you. Kor leaned forward on the screen. You will. Everyone has a breaking point. You care for that alien, don't you? Raiden stayed silent. Kor continued, I can offer you freedom, safety, a new life. Just give us Zyara. That's all. Raiden's hands tightened into fists. She trusted me. I won't break that trust. Kor smiled coldly. We'll see. Time passed slowly in the cells. The guards came often, bringing pain and lies. But Raiden and Zyara stayed strong. One night, an alarm suddenly rang through the cruiser. Red lights flashed everywhere. Something had gone wrong. The door to Raiden's cell burst open. A human resistance soldier entered, wearing stolen enemy armor. Captain Raiden, he whispered. We're here to get you out. Raiden stood up quickly. What about Zyara? She's being moved to another ship. We must hurry. Raiden followed the soldier through the dark halls. Explosions rocked the cruiser as the resistance team attacked. Raiden's mind raced. He had to reach Zyara before they moved her. They reached the hangar. In the middle, Zyara was being loaded onto a transport ship, surrounded by soldiers. Without waiting, Raiden charged forward. He fired his blaster, surprising the guards. The resistance fighters followed, creating chaos. One soldier aimed at Zyara's head. But before he could fire, Raiden shot him down. Raiden ran to Zyara and quickly broke her chains. You came, Zyara whispered. I promised, Raiden replied. Together, they ran toward an escape shuttle. More guards arrived, but the resistance team covered them. Raiden and Zyara jumped inside the shuttle as lasers flew around them. The engines roared, and they blasted out of the hangar. As they escaped into space, the massive enemy cruiser exploded behind them, hit by the resistance attack. Inside the shuttle, Zyara looked at Raiden. You risked everything, she said softly. Raiden smiled. I gave you my word. Zyara's voice shook slightly. I never thought I could trust a human. But you proved me wrong. Raiden looked into her eyes. We're stronger together. Outside, the stars shined brighter. But the war was not over. The final plan of Kor was still in motion. The small shuttle flew fast through deep space. The stars looked peaceful, but inside, Raiden and Zyara knew the real storm was still ahead. Raiden checked the holographic screen. A massive enemy station appeared in front of them. It was bigger than any ship they had ever seen. Sharp towers pointed toward space like giant weapons. This is it, Raiden said. The Kor station. This is where Kor plans to launch his final attack. Zyara's voice was serious. He will destroy both our worlds. Millions will die. Raiden nodded. Unless we stop him. The resistance team sent a message. We are in position. We will attack the outside. You two must shut down the Kor from inside. Raiden looked at Zyara. Are you ready? Zyara answered firmly, I was born for this. The shuttle flew toward a small maintenance port. Raiden skillfully docked the ship. They entered the station quietly, wearing stolen enemy suits. Inside, alarms were already ringing. The resistance had started their attack. Explosions shook the giant station as they moved through dark metal halls. Soon, they reached the control room. But Kor was waiting. He stood in front of the Kor, protected by armored guards. His metal mask gleamed under the red lights. I knew you would come, Kor said. But it's too late. The weapon is already charged. Raiden raised his blaster. We'll see about that. Kor laughed. You think you can stop me? Look around. The war feeds me power. Both humans and Zalari need enemies. They will never accept peace. Zyara stepped forward, her voice sharp and clear. Not anymore. The guards attacked. A fierce battle began. Raiden fired his blaster, taking down enemy soldiers one by one. The resistance soldiers joined the fight, pushing forward. Zyara moved closer to the control panel. She couldn't fight with her arms, but she could use her mind. Using her voice commands and codes, she began hacking into the system. Core shutdown in progress, the computer voice said. Core screamed, "No," and charged toward Zyara with a plasma blade. Raiden blocked him, their weapons clashing. Sparks flew as they fought hand to hand. You're weak, Raiden. Core shouted. You fight for nothing. Raiden replied with anger, I fight for life. With one final move, Raiden disarmed Core and knocked him to the ground. The core started shaking. Lights flickered. A countdown appeared on the screen. Self-destruct in 60 seconds. Raiden grabbed Zyara. We need to leave. Now. They ran through the burning halls as the station collapsed around them. The resistance soldiers followed, fighting off the last enemy guards. Explosions shook the station. Walls fell. Fire filled the air. Finally, they reached the shuttle and launched into space just as the entire station exploded behind them, turning into a massive fireball. Inside the shuttle, silence returned. They had done it. Zyara looked at Raiden. We stopped him. Raiden smiled. Together. She added softly, the war may finally end now. Later, back at the resistance base, leaders from both human and Zalari sides met. The truth about Kor's secret faction was shared with the galaxy. The lies were exposed. The war began to fade. Zyara stood beside Raiden as a symbol of hope. I never thought I would call a human my friend, she said. Raiden replied, and I never thought I would find peace in an alien's trust. Together, they looked at the stars, not as enemies, but as allies. A new future was born.